This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
And welcome to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. For the next 6 hours, 8 hours, however your stations carry us, I am going to be your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X-Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And the X-Zone comes to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, and in some areas, 6 a.m. Eastern on the Talkstar Radio Network, X-Zone Broadcast Network, UK High Definition Radio, Euro High Definition Radio, Star Cable, and our growing family of broadcast affiliates right across Canada, the United States, Central America, the Caribbean, South America, the Pacific Rim, Asia, India, Africa, and Europe. Worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. And of course, you know that we are trying our very best to get as much information on a company called Publish America. They're based in Frederick, Maryland. And over the last couple of days, we've had several people who have had nightmares thanks to these so-called legitimate business people. And I did an interview the other day with our affiliate in Cowlington, Oklahoma, KKRP AM 1610, Rainbow 95, and I was speaking to their morning man, Bob Wiiliams. And this guy has taken the bull by the horns. In fact, I called him a Pitbull. Joining me now from Cowling, Oklahoma, the home of KKRP AM 1610, Rainbow 95, is Bob Wiiliams. Hey, Bob, welcome to the X-Zone.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And I want to say good evening to everybody in the X-Zone.
Hey, Bob, Oklahoma is a pretty big state. Prior to Beware of Publish America, had you guys ever heard of this company?
No, to be honest with you, we didn't hear anything about them. We never heard who they were. We never heard anything about them. And what sparked my interest, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was you. You sparked the interest, and I went ahead and started doing some investigative my own, and I was shocked. I mean, this company is just an unbelievable farce.
Unbelievable farce. We received an email earlier today from a former employee who requests to be kept confidential and for now, who says everything that we have on our website is true about Publish America.
Wow. So evidently the waves that we've been making are helping.
Mm-hmm. It's certainly shaking the cage. Mind you, Bob, I've sent emails, I've tried to call, I've tried to send faxes to Publish America to offer them the opportunity of coming on air to give us their side of the story, and they've declined.
Well, we decided to approach it from a different angle than you did.
Oh?
And what we did was we tried contacting Publish America, and we tried to be real civil about it, and he hung the phone up right in my ear.
Oh, nice guy.
So what I did is I thought, okay, I'm going to take this on a different angle. Let's see what the local media in the immediate Frederick area had on them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever heard of them. This was the funniest thing I've ever heard of. Nobody even knew this company existed until we raised the red flag.
Bob, you and I have to take a commercial break. You know what it's like, old pal, being a morning man yourself. No commercial, no bills get paid, so we've got to pay some bills here. Bob Wiiliams is our very special guest this hour. KKRP AM 1610 Rainbow 95 is our affiliate in Cowlington, Oklahoma. Bob is the morning man over there, and Bob is the Pitbull who's shaking the very roots of Publish America. And Bob, you're doing a great job. Thanks very much for all your help. It's sincerely appreciated.
And I thank you.
All right, we'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as the X Zone continues. We're right here from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. Bob Wiiliams from AM 1610 KKRP in Kellington, Oklahoma is my special guest, and we'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute break. Don't go away. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Exonation Bob Wiiliams is our special guest. Bob is the morning man at KKRP AM 1610 Rainbow 95, our affiliate in Kellington, Oklahoma. And Bob, what has we were talking about Publish America before we went to the commercial break, and you're taking a different approach than we are. We're trying the direct approach, and you've contacted media in the immediate area, and you're telling me nobody's heard about the going-ons of this company that's been in business since 1995, has an F rating with a Better Business Bureau, has been screwing people all over the world?
Evidently not. We've contacted several stations over there. I'm not sure if they really want me to give their names out, but we've contacted several stations over there, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth was Publish America who? I said, well, look, they're right there, in Frederick. I told them who they were, what they were doing, and as soon as they realized what they were doing, they said, send us your stuff. We're going to get involved. We're going to check this company out. Now, they're not the only ones I've contacted, mind you. I've contacted a friend of mine out here in California. I've contacted friends of mine in Wisconsin. All people that I knew in the business. And you know how that is. You get a nice network of people.
Exactly.
And as soon as I told them about this Publish America, they were like, who are these people? But when they got the email, every one of them, I shouldn't say everyone, but about 90% of them, assured me they will investigate into Publish America.
And for you listeners who are just joining us now on the network, Bob Wiiliams is our special guest. We're talking about Publish America and the website we have up at www.bewareofpublishamerica.com. By the way, the new version is up finally, and we even have a guest book link on the front page. So if you go there, click on the guest book, let us know what you think. And if you have been victimized by Publish America, we'd love to hear from you. Send an email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. Bob, you've been in this industry a number of years. How do you think the rest of the media is going to react to this story? Do you think they're going to jump on it like a starving kid on a Smartie?
Given what's going on elsewhere, I kind of think that for a while we're going to be put on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly.
I really do. I hate to say that. I wish we could bring it in the forefront. We need to get it out in the forefront. We need to get these people justice. And I think what it is the big media people are kind of like, okay, we got the presidential election, we've got Iran,
exactly.
We've got everything else going on. This is small potatoes compared to that. But in my opinion, this is just my opinion. This needs to be resolved. These people at Publish America need to be stopped. Period.
Or at the very least, Bob, they need to be held accountable. There has to be a total opening of books. We have to see exactly if the claims that are being made against Publish America and the allegations are true. Why are people who put their dreams in a manuscript and send the manuscript to Publish America, and just to have their dreams shot down in deceit, in all the rigmarole that Publish America puts on the lap of these people who have entrusted them with their very hearts and soul? Something's got to be done.
Exactly, and the thing is, you asked a question. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
If Publish America was so legit, then why would they have, number one, an F rating, which is the lowest rating any business can get from any Better Business Bureau? Secondly, why would there be over 300 total complaints that I know of that Publish America has basically said we're not going to do nothing about, and sever all ties with the Better Business Bureau and take it one step farther? If they were such a up-and-up company, then how come they're just not going to say, okay, we're going to clear this all up, we apologize, let's get it out in the open? So if they're such a uppity-up company like they proclaim, open everything up.
Exactly. Total, total, give everybody the information that they need. You know, if somebody wants to release out of their contract, just give them the release, for goodness sake. But
and I don't understand that either, because I talked to a lady you had on, Paula, and we're getting her on our station here on Thursday. But the thing was, when I talked to her, she had told me an incident just happened a few days ago, and I don't know if she contacted you about it, but a lady had sent her an email that Publish America was going to let her out of her contract for $300.
Yeah.
A couple days later, another lady with similar circumstances asked to get out of the contract. Now, Publish America let her out of her contract for less than $100, actually $99.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where do these people get off? I really don't understand that. And like I said, when you first brought this up about Publish America, I'll admit, as a journalist and as a former old time DJ, I was kind of skeptical. Just a couple of people who were discontent. But when I saw it and I started digging, it was like, this can't be going on. This has got to stop.
I spoke to a lady who didn't want to come on the air, Bob, to discuss the Public America situation that she was in. And she has tried to contact her local sheriff's office, the local state police detachment, and even the FBI, and they've all hung up on her.
Now, that shouldn't be happening because, Publish America deals across state lines.
Exactly.
Which should make it federal.
Yes.
They deal across the internet. Now, that's wire.
Yes, that's the U.S. Postal Service.
And then they are getting away with it. Even their own state attorney general is saying that, we can't do anything. This is civil litigation. Somebody better rethink their thought, because you're dealing with federal, you're dealing on a state level. Something can be done, but it's going to take the pressure of all your listeners. It's going to take the pressure of all my listeners and everyone that I have put the word out to. It's going to take that kind of pressure to get something done.
It just goes back to the old saying, we the people in the United States, and up here in Canada, it's representation by population. The people have the power, but it seems that over the years, people have been numbed to the point where, geez, there's nothing we can do about it.
I agree. I fully agree. It's just that with everything that's been going on, people are kind of sitting back and saying, oh, well, I'm helpless. I can't do anything. Yeah, you can. Don't give me that. Yeah, you can. It's called a ballot box. Yeah, you can. Exactly.
Bob, you're an old-time radio guy. How did you get into the radio business?
Oh, wow. Believe it or not, my mentor, and he never knew it. He's gone now. Was none other than Wolfman Jack. When I first heard Wolfman's voice, it made me want to get into radio. I mean, I heard that voice of his. I heard the style of music he played, and it was like, yes, this is my life. This is what I want to do for my life. So praise Wolfman. Yay, my friend, he's gone, but I'm still here to carry on a legacy.
I understand you've also got a degree in metaphysics.
Yeah. That is a story and a half in itself. What happened was back in 1980, I was doing an expose regarding these churches like the Church of Gospel Ministry and these other churches that you send them like $5, $10, $15, $20 and you're an ordained minister.
Sure.
Well, I did an expose on a couple of churches. One was the Church of Gospel Ministry in Chula Vista, and the other one happened to be the Universal Life Church.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, well, anyhow, I did the expose. I mean, it laid it all out. Basically, they're a diploma factory is all they are. About 2 weeks later, I went out to the mailbox, and the station I had been working for, and the manager come up to me, and he says, Bob, he says, I got a letter here from you. Okay, no big deal. I opened looked at it, and here, Church of Universal Life Church. I opened it up, and here there was an honorary Doctorate of metaphysics. There's a doctor. I'm a doctor of divinity, and there was one other one that they gave me, which I don't even remember. It's good for painting on my wall, but they're worthless.
Yeah. We did a similar story a couple of months ago, and in fact, I had my 2 dogs ordained on air.
That's about the way it would go because you said like was it $5-10? I don't remember.
Actually, to get ordained, it was free. So while I was on air talking to a guest who was trying to pull the wool over my eyes because they had a degree from this church, I just simply ordained our 2 dogs and let the guests know on the other side of the commercial break, and they hung up.
Yeah, I noticed that. When you expose something like that, it's like they don't want to hear it. I mean, I don't know where those companies come from. I mean, they're somehow, and I think that's a loophole in our Constitution down here. They're sanctioned as a church, and they can do this. But last time I knew, in order to be an ordained minister, you got to go to a seminary or you've got to take up studies, and you're looking at 4 years. Well, if I could be a minister for 10 minutes, fine. But is it legal? I don't think it is.
The big question I have now is, do I have to give my dogs holy water instead of just tap water since they're ordained ministers?
Good question. Maybe you should think about some spring water.
Maybe I should, Bob. Maybe I should. One thing I'd like to mention to our listeners, Publish America does not take any money from you on the onset. This is what we call the hook. They send you $1 after you sign the 7-year contract, which is now a 10-year contract, giving them exclusive rights. Yet, according to the Better Business Bureau in Frederick, Maryland, the people at Publish America told the Better Business Bureau way back when that the author does not relinquish his copyright or her copyright or movie rights. That's very interesting, considering that they're now charging anywhere from $100 to $300 to release these so-called rights.
You're buying back the rights to your own book?
Yeah.
I mean, no, there's something wrong here. I mean, I've done enough investigating in this company to satisfy myself that they're a flam. They're just out to make money and scam the authors, and those are the people, the author, that I have the deepest sympathy for because, like you said, they pour their heart, their soul into these books.
Yes.
They're hoping that they get a company that will publish it in a legitimate. Now, there are many legitimate companies out there, and I want to stress that. There are many legitimate. Vantage Press is one. But stay away from Publish America. Do whatever you can. I mean, treat them like they are the Black Plague.
All right, Bob, stand by. You and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be back after the news. Bob Wiiliams is our special guest. He's the morning man, X-Zone Nation, at KKRP AM 1610. Rainbow 95 in Callington, Oklahoma, our affiliate there. And Bob and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue here in the X-Zone with yours truly, Rob McConnell. If you'd like to find out more about Publish America, visit our new site, www.bewareofpublishamerica.com.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. Bob Wiiliams, the morning man at KKRP AM 1610, Rainbow 95 is our special guest, and their website is www.kkrp1610.com. Bob, what about the paranormal? Is there a lot of paranormal activity in and around Callington, Oklahoma?
Well, they say there is. I mean, you're talking Indian territory from way back, and they say there is. I mean, I'm not psychic. I mean, the only psychic. If you ask me who's going to win the Super Bowl, my answer is the one with the highest points.
You got it. Bang.
But as far as paranormal activity, I don't know. Is it possible? Yeah, I believe it's possible. I believe that there are spirits in this world. I mean, there's good, there's bad, but it's how we interpret what goes on. And, that's my personal opinion. And I'm sure a lot of your guests would say, well, you don't know what he's talking about. Well, maybe I don't. But do I believe in the life hereafter? Yeah, I do. I really do. And I hope that I end up on the right path, not where all the heat's going to be.
Yeah, well, the way I look at it, where the heat is going to be is right here on this plane right now, and I really believe that the total concept of heaven and hell was to give mankind or humanity, as we grew and as we became aware of our surroundings, a kind of a balance between good and bad. And it's the old binary system: 0, 1, 0 and 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1's good, bad, up, down, in, out, black, white. It's a binary existence that we live in.
The thing is we're all given choices in the world, and however we choose, no matter if we at first think that that's the right way, but find out later it's the wrong, it's a choice we make. So life is always going to be choices. And it's up to us to decide which road do we want to take. There's been people that have taken the wrong path and then ended up in, I won't go to that area, but, that have gone off the deep end, so to speak. And then there's those that have taken a different path, and like many of your guests, they're very informed. They're very up to date with what's going on around their surroundings. They get the what do you call them? Vibrations, I guess. They can feel things that maybe you and I can't. Well, is that a sign that there's a supernatural out there? Maybe. Am I skeptical? Yeah, I'm skeptical. But I do believe we all have choices in life, and it's up to us to make the right choice.
Bob, I have been doing this show now for 20 some odd years, and over the years, I have seen nothing that would lead me to believe unequivocally that UFOs are in the sky, aliens are abducting people, UFOs are abducting or taking cattle. When it comes to spirit world, well, I don't know. There's a lot to be said about those who have the gift, who claim to have the gift. And when you look at the broad stroke of the paintbrush, I've had all these different psychics on the show, and I'd say about 1% I give any type of credibility to. Just 1%.
So the thing is, you bring up with the X-Zone, and I'm going to say this, from my personal observation, you ask the right questions that need to be asked. In this vast universe, this universe is huge. Yeah. And when you ask the one question, are we really alone? Well, I don't know. Until I see a flying saucer land in the front lawn of the White House, or I see one landing in Red Square, or I see one landing on Parliament Hill, or I see one landing in my front yard. Until that time, prove it to me. Show me the proof.
Yeah, show me the beef. Remember that one?
That's it. Show it to me. I've always been a skepticist. I'm always going to be until I see it in black and white, like I have with this Publish America. Yeah. I am going to be your number one Pitbull.
Pitbull Bob Wiiliams. I like that. That's got a nice ring to it. Bob, what's your take on the end of the world scenario that a lot of people are talking about, the end of the Mayan calendar, December the 21st, or is it December the 23rd now?
Well, like we said when you were on my show on Friday, I'm going to be giving you a call on the 24th.
Yeah.
Do I believe we're going to end the world on the 21st or 23rd? Because nobody knows now?
Yeah.
No. Is there something catastrophic going to happen? No. It happens. There's stuff that happens around the world every day: earthquakes, floods, monsoons, typhoons. It happens every day around the world. Are we going to face the end of the world? I'll give you a call the morning of the 24th, and we'll discuss it.
Bob, what does it tell us about society, where there are those members of society who truly believe the world is coming to an end on December the 21st or the 23rd, that they can actually go to a website and become an ordained minister or become a doctorate of metaphysics, or that even though their book has been rejected by established publishers, that they still that they still go and they go to companies like Publish America just to get their books printed. What does that
You know
tell us
what I
about
call
society?
it? I call it the gullibility factor. That's what I call it, because the human, with the internet and all this. I mean, if you look back, take this, little step here.
Okay.
If you look back 25 years ago, the internet wasn't here.
No.
If you wanted to find out the facts, you searched for them before you could find the facts. The internet has made it so easy to find falsehoods.
Yep.
And it is. I've gone on Facebook. We've got it. Our station's on Facebook, and I look on this, and I see the garbage. I've looked on the internet, and seen the garbage. And the thing is people believe that. They really want to believe that. Yes, I can get my book published. Oh God, I'm going to be the next Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that easy.
No.
If you want to be Stephen King, go to a reputable company. You're going to get your rejection notices. I got them when I tried to put my book out, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. But with the internet and that, people have gotten so gullible, and it's a catastrophe. In my own opinion, it is a catastrophe, because now kids today, you got your iPods, you've got all this modern technology. Well, back in my day, we had to spin vinyl.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Let's see the new DJs today go back the way we used to have to. We had to have carts. We had tape. We had, we spun vinyl. I tease my listeners that I'm the disc jockey from the age of Marconi.
I remember the stackable, the cart stacks, and then you had the reel-to-reels, and then you had the two turntables, and then you had this, that, and the other thing. Now the guys who do morning shows or talk shows in the afternoon, they just sit in front of a computer screen and actually coordinate the entire show from one computer. And
they do.
Yeah.
And it's because of that technology that has caused, in my opinion, has caused people to forego what it means to research, forego what is meant. Let's find the truth.
But you know what? In all fairness, if it wasn't for the internet, we would not have known about Publish America.
In that respect, yeah. But if you look at it in the overall picture, how many times of all the stuff that's out there, of the millions and millions and millions of stories out there, are you going to find one story that is going to be as bad as Publish America? I mean, as truthful. I mean, I've seen many stories out there, but when you first sent me the email about Publish America, I was skeptical. I won't deny it.
Yeah.
I was very skeptical. I said, no, this can't be. But the old Pitbull in me decided, okay, let's check, and I checked. And you and I have been in constant communications since then.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I can't understand the Attorney General of Maryland with his attitude. Well, geez, it's a consumer affairs problem.
Yeah, the thing is, it's only regards civil litigation is how we got approached about it. It's nothing that they can do, but yet I think he's trying to, because this is an election year, and maybe, who knows, maybe his job's up on the line. I don't know how it is up there in Maryland as far as our election-wise is. Maybe he just doesn't want to make too many waves during the election year. It could be. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Neither am I, and there are a number of people who, God, they've had their hearts broken. And that's, to me, that is so wrong for any company to do that to anyone, whether it's Publish America, whether it's
like
GM
said,
or whatever.
And I fully concur, is that these people have stuck their heart, their soul into these books, and under the misguided belief that this company is actually going to publish it, actually make them an author. They're not making them an author. They're making them out a joke. And I hate to say it that way, and I feel so sorry for those people. But by God, if there's anything I can do, Rob, I mean, I will tear at these people. I will go at their kneecaps if I have to. If I can, I'm going to do everything in my power to bring them down.
Bob Wiiliams, the morning man at KKRP AM 1610 in Cowlington, Oklahoma, is our special guest this hour. We're talking about what can we call this? We've got to give it a good label, Bob. Let's see. The fiasco of Publish America.
That's mild.
Yeah, I know. I want to try.
You're being too kind to those people.
Yeah. Anyway, check out our website, Exonation, bewareofpublishamerica.com. That's www.bewareofpublishamerica.com. Now, my producer Craig would like to know, where exactly is Cowlington, Oklahoma?
We are, if you look on the map of the United States, we are about 45 miles southwest of a town called Fort Smith, Arkansas.
So you're near the border.
If you look on MapQuest, you'd be lucky if you could even find us. In fact, our town, it has a very nice little sign that says, "Welcome to Cowlington, Oklahoma, population 178 and one busybody."
Bob, where do you see the future of radio? Do you see radio being more internet-based, or do you think that that the radio, mainstream radio, is going to stay on the terrestrial airbands?
Believe it or not, I believe in both. Mm-hmm. Why do I believe that? We are a small, what they classify here in the United States as a low-power station. Our signal is very limited, right. But the vast majority of our signal is through the internet. Mm-hmm. That's where 90% of my listenership comes from. And I'm finding that if a station today, any station today, wants to stay on, they're going to have to do it both ways.
Exactly.
If they don't, they're going to fall.
Exactly. It's coming to the point where technology is making that next evolutionary leap, and it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen. Now, we're seeing a lot more internet interface in vehicles this year.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I mean, you can't go anywhere anymore without the GPS in your car, or mm-hmm. you've got, everybody's got something that is tied through the Java program, which Java, of course, if anybody's familiar with any of the internet, is a basic language that every computer has.
Yeah.
So they're all going to be intertwined at one point or another.
Where do you see the next giant leap in the home computer coming from, Bob?
Wow. That's a question that no one's ever asked me. I never really thought about it. But, the systems that we use today, I figure that if you, in the next maybe 20 years, I'm not going to say 10 years, 5 years, I'm not going to make that kind of prediction, but within about 20 years, I can almost envision that the computer you're sitting in front of right now is going to be in your hand. It's going to have that much power, and it's going to be in the palm of your hand. Technology is advancing in leaps and bounds. And if you look at the very first computer, it took up a huge warehouse.
Yeah.
Look at the computer today. Will it get better in the future? Technology, yes, it'll get better.
All right, Bob, stand by. You and I have to take our final break. Exonation, Bob Wiiliams is our special guest. He's the morning man at KKRP AM 1610. Rainbow 95 in Cowlington, Oklahoma. Their website, www.kkrp1610.com. And we'll be back on the other side of this commercial break. And don't forget our Beware of Publish America website, www.bewareofpublishamerica.com. My name is Rob McConnell. This is The X Zone. Don't go away. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Welcome back, everyone. Bob Wiiliams is our special guest. Bob is the morning man at KKRP AM 1610. Rainbow 95 in Callington, Oklahoma, the affiliate of the X Zone over there in Oklahoma. And Bob, over the past couple of months, we've seen social media being used as a form of change. And yet, we saw the change in Egypt, we saw the change in Libya, we've seen change in Yemen. Yet when the change was tried here in North America, Canada and the United States by the Occupy gang, it failed miserably. Why do you think that was?
Well, that's a good question. I think social media will work to a point, to a certain degree. It seems that in Egypt and that they were more centralized. They had more. How can I? Put
they had
this
a plan.
Yeah, they had a serious plan. I mean, if you look at Egypt, they were under Mubarak, who in turn he didn't do very good. And then in Yemen, they're having problems there. In a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, look at what happened with Muammar Gaddafi. Okay,
exactly.
He got overthrown. Because of the fact they had a goal, they had enough of that. Occupy, okay, you got a good concept, but you have no leadership. You have no goal. And that's where the difference was. They had a goal. They wanted their democracy. They wanted their freedom. What does Occupy want? Okay, we would just want to, let people know about the banks, the big shots with all the money, so to speak. But there's no real core element to that organization. None.
Yeah, it seems that they were very scattered. They weren't as organized as people thought they might have been, but
exactly.
even if they had been,
speaking to you, even now, I was looking on the internet here, and supposedly we're going to have an Occupy Fort Smith. Now, Fort Smith is a small town. I mean, maybe about 45,000, 50,000 people, and yet they're calling it Occupy Courts, but it's still supposedly affiliated with this Occupy Wall Street deal. I don't see it.
That had failed, and in fact, it's been disbanded, and whenever Occupy tries to raise its head, the authorities are very quick to shut them down.
Oh, yeah. Very quick. Because they're going about it the wrong way. There is a right way to go at things, and there is a wrong way to go at things. And, back in my day, when we protested, when they protested the Vietnam War, it was the voice of America saying, enough is enough. Get us out of Vietnam. Okay. Occupy is a small minority that does not have the majority vote on their side.
Rob, we've just run out of time. I want to thank you very much for joining us. It's always a great pleasure talking to you and all your great listeners of KKRP. My very best. And thanks for all your hard work in helping us bring Publish America down.
And like I said, I'm not done yet. This Pitbull has just started.
All right, my good friend. Take care of yourself. Bob Wiiliams, the morning man at KKRP, AM 1610. Rainbow 95 has been my guest this hour. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news at 6.5 minutes past as the X Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't forget, beware of Publish America, www.bewareofpublishamerica.com.